Hi, welcome to Organize Your Classroom with Google Drive and Docs. In this quick tutorial, we'll be going over some helpful tips and tricks for you to try and lots of resources. Thanks for joining. Let's dive in. My name is Katie Eklund, and I'll be walking you through these tips and tricks. First up, we're going to start by talking about managing your files in Google Drive. Inside of this slide deck, you'll see that I have some links and some step-by-step directions, but we're going to dive in and do a live demo. So let's go check it out on how to organize inside of our Google Drive. All right, so now we are in our Google Drive. So let's talk about some ways to organize your Google Drive. As you can see right here, I'm in my Drive area and I have my folders and then I have my files that live below my folders, meaning they're not inside of a folder. When you're looking at it this way, you're going to see that I am in what is called grid layout. If I want to see it in the other format, I can switch it over to what is called list layout by clicking up here to see all of my files listed first and then all my folders listed first and then my files below that. You can choose whichever one you prefer. But in terms of organization, my best advice is to start by building your folders. You can see here I have some folders with some like previous school years or the current school year on, and then I have also other folders that I built as well. And to build a folder, it's very simple. You click new folder, and you give it a title. So maybe I'm going to build I already have a reading folder, so let's build how about a science folder? I'm going to click create, and then you're going to see it's listed here. But maybe this science folder is for the current school year. So I could also take a folder that's created and click and simply just drag it straight into that folder. And now when I double click, you can see that it lives inside of that folder. Creating that organization with folders and different levels of organization will be super helpful and allow you to really get organized and not have a huge list of files below, like you can see I have here. It can get really confusing and really hard to find things. So I really recommend that you start with a foldering system and build from there. And remember, you can always build folders inside of folders and then start to drop things in them. You always know where you are by following this trail. So I went from my drive to the 24-25 folder to the math folder, and you can always click back and go back if you need to. So lots of great options there for you. So you can access those at any time. Another thing that you can do to find things, and maybe you put it in a folder and you don't remember where it was, is you can use your search bar across the top and you can simply just start by typing something and then it will search your whole drive for you and give you results based on what you typed. So you can see right there. All right. Another way to search inside of here is you can go into your advanced search and enter any of those keywords. Works really nicely. Or you can also do what is called search operators. And search operators allow you to give like a specific option. So I can type in like owner, and then I can type in the email address of the owner, and then I can find things that is just specifically like that. So this right here, this owner that is a search operator. And in the slide deck, I have a link that will show you all of the possible search operators to check out. So if you've never done that, make sure you do that as well. All right. Moving forward, because I want to cover lots of helpful things with you, is I want to point out this folder right here. Do you see how this folder has this little arrow? This means that it is a shortcut. None of my other folders, right, have those arrows because those are the actual folders, whereas this is a shortcut to another folder. So whether it was a folder that was shared with me or a folder that I created but put somewhere else, you can always make a shortcut to that. So how do you do that? Say I'm in my 23-24. Oh, let's go back. We're going to go to 24-25. And I want to make a shortcut of this science folder that we just created. If I click on the three dots or right click, you can see that you have some options under organize. Under organize, you can move your folder, but you also have this ability to click add shortcut. And then it's going to say, where do you want it to go? Well, I don't want it in that same folder. I want it in my top level drive this time. So I'm just going to click add. And now if I go back to my drive, look, there's our science folder. And do you see how it's that little arrow? That's because it's a shortcut. So adding shortcuts is really helpful. And you can not only do this with files, right? But you could do this, or excuse me, with folders, you can do this with files as well. So if I click on this notes document, go to organize, I can add a shortcut, and maybe I want this inside of that science folder. I could add it there. Notice it still stays right here where it lives, but if I go into my science folder, it also now has a shortcut to that in there. So just another way to organize your drive without having to move things, especially if it's something that someone shared with you. You don't want to mess up their organization, so shortcuts is a really great feature. And then the final thing that I want to talk about is customizing your folders. Do you see up here how some of my folders have a pretty color and some of them don't? And colors are just another way to help organize. So again, if you right click or click on the three dots and you go to that organize option, you're going to see you can add in a fun color. These are currently your only color options, but they have grown. There's more than there used to be. So you can pick a color and kind of have that be that theme for that folder. You can also go inside of folders and you can change their colors there, again, under organize, and you can have different colors. Just know though that this organization is for you and this color coding is for you. If you share the folder, the color does not go with it. So these are some tips and tricks of how to organize your Google Drive. Go try them out. And remember, if you need the directions, go back to the slide deck and click on those links. Now let's move into our next section. Next up, we're going to talk about collaborating and sharing with inside of Google Docs to help build again that organization. Right here on this slide, I have lots of again links for step-by-step directions, but I'm going to demo all of this for you live. So let's go dive into Google Docs so we can talk about these options and helping your organization inside of Google Docs. All right, so here we are inside of a Google Doc, and let's talk about some really specific things that will help you organize your use of Google Docs. The first thing is we're going to do a quick overview of sharing because that's a big part about organizing of who needs access to your document that you've created or any document or any Google tool. When you go up to the share button, it gives you your options. You can add individual people. You can also change your general access to your domain or anyone with the link. You can absolutely change that at any time very quickly, very easily. And then once you've done that, you click copy and you can have that link to share. But these are great ways to be able to just directly share this out if you need to. So that's something important to cover. Next up is adding some different things inside of our document because I want to talk about different ways to make this helpful and a little bit more organized. If you're ever creating a document and you want to share some information and such as a website, and I don't know about you, but I have simply typed in websites or copy and pasted in a website before, very much like you just saw me do right here on the screen. However, this one is simple, but say I go and I do a quick Google search for a flower, right? And I want to look at share all of these images so I can see this. And I grab this big, huge link from my browser, my Omnibox up top. And instead of having this nice short link, I copy and paste something like this. This is not super helpful and super great to see on a screen. So what can you do? Instead of having this great long link, I can say something like, click here for flower images, right? And then I can highlight the word or words that I want to make that link. And when I do that, I can come up to my toolbar and click insert link, or I can go insert, and then I can come all the way to the bottom and select link. And then all I have to simply do is paste in the link right there and click the word apply. And now, anytime you go there, you can go to that link very quickly and easily. So that's one really nice way to organize a document and not have big links all over the place. All right, the next thing that is really great to do inside of Docs, especially when you're collaborating, is using the commenting feature. So maybe someone here really likes your link and wants to leave you a comment. When you highlight the word or words you want to leave a comment on, you get this little box that pops up, or you can grab the comment icon, or you could, again can go to insert and go down to the bottom and click comment. This will allow you to add a comment like love this resource or whatever you might want it to be. And then all you simply do is click comment and then that comment lives there. And with comments, the people you're engaging with can reply, or anyone that has access to the document can also click the check mark. When you do that, it marks it as resolved and it goes and lives up right up here in the comment history. So that's a great way to engage and interact with people who are working on it with you. If you say you have 4 or 5 people working on the same document, but you want to mention one specific person, you absolutely can do that, very similar to just leaving a comment. You highlight the word or words, you click your comment option, and this time you're going to use the at symbol and you're going to type in the email of the person you're wanting to tag. And then you're going to add your comment. Check out this link or whatever you would like to say. And you click comment. And now that person has now received an email saying, hey, you might want to go check this out. So that's another way, again, to organize and to kind of create a little bit of a workflow inside of a Google Doc. Another great thing to organize Google Docs is using the tables feature. When you go to insert, you'll have the option to insert a table. And I love this option because you can choose your size and then click and it drops it on your screen. You can start adding your text right away, or you can start by editing your table. You can drag the different cells bigger or smaller and really customize them, which is nice. You can also, right click in them and see all of these options that you have. So lots of great options. And you can also use your tools across the top, such as changing text color, highlighting color, all of those great options, including, because this is a table, you can change background color for just one of the cells or multiple, and the border colors as well. So lots of great options. Tables are a great way to organize inside of Google Docs. And finally, you may have noticed over here on the side, we have this kind of like document tab options where you can create different areas inside of your document using the heading feature, kind of creating an outline or overview. So if I wanted to make this title right here the first kind of heading, all I do is simply select this and I come up to my styles and then I would change it. So I'm going to change this to heading 1. It does make it bigger, but now look, it's listed right here. And then everything under this one, anytime I go click here, it would take me back to this heading. And then if I go down to this bottom, and I type in where I want my next heading to be, I can select that, again, change it, and then it builds that. So I can go from this heading back up to this one within a click. And this is extremely helpful when you have a lot going on in a document and allows you to access those different areas very quickly and very easily. I also love that it does show you that there's a comment up here so you can have some idea of what's going on inside of this document. I hope this is helpful, and then I hope you can go try to use some of these organization tips inside of Google Docs.